right. The monthly meeting of Bremerton-based United States Submarine Veterans Incorporated will come to order. Please rise and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
USSVI Creed, to perpetuate the memory of our shipmates who gave their lives in the pursuit of their duties while serving their country, that their dedication, deeds, and supreme sacrifice be a constant source of motivation towards greater accomplishments. We pledge loyalty and patriotism to the United States of America and its Constitution. Total votes for the month of March. USS Perch, SS-176, lost March 3rd, 1942 near Java with no immediate loss of life while on her first war patrol. She survived 2 severe depth charging in less than 200 feet of water by 3 Japanese destroyers. The crew abandoned ship and scuttled her. Of the 61 officers and men taken prisoner, 55 survived the war, 6 died as POWs. USS Bremerton, SS-207, lost March 5th, 1943, with a loss of 71 officers and men on her 6th war patrol. She was lost in Vela Gulf, sunk after engaging in 2 Japanese destroyers. USS H-1, SS-28, lost March 12, 1920, with a loss of 4 men as they tried to swim shore after grounding on a shoal off of Santa Margarita Island, off the coast of Baja California, Mexico. Vessel AR-4 pulled H-1 off the rocks in the morning of March 24th, only to have her sunk 45 minutes later in some 50 feet of water. She was originally named USS Seawolf before becoming H-1. USS Trident, SS-201, lost March 15, 1943, with a loss of 74 men. She was sunk north of the Admiralty Island during the fight with 3 Japanese destroyers. Triton was the first boat to engage an enemy in December 1941 off Wake Island, seeking 9 ships, 1 submarine, and a destroyer. USS SS-369, lost on March 20th, 1945, with the loss of 87 officers and men at the end of her 2nd war patrol. Probably sunk near Okinawa by a Japanese submarine, and itself was subsequently lost. USS F-4, SS-23, lost March 25th, 1915, with the loss of 21 men. She foundered 1.5 miles off Honolulu when acid corrosion off the lead lining of the battery tank let seawater into the battery compartment, causing loss of control. She was raised in August of 1915. USS Toolby, SS-284, lost March 26, 1944, with a loss of 79 officers and men on her 4th war patrol. It's believed she was a victim of a circular run by one of her own torpedoes. The lookout was the only survivor, and he survived the war as a Japanese prisoner. USS Trigger, SS-237, lost March 26, 1945, with the loss of 89 officers and men on her 12th war patrol. She was lost during a combined attack by Japanese anti-submarine vessel and aircraft. Trigger ranked 7 in total tonnage sunk and tied for 8th in the number of ships sunk. Let us have a moment of silence for our departed shipmates, followed by chaplain's invocation.
O God, our Heavenly Father, you have blessed us with brave men and women who are willing to defend our freedom. May your protection and grace surround them each day. Let your healing hand be upon those who suffer wounds and injuries. May those who have made the ultimate sacrifice rest forever in your holy presence. Comfort the families who mourn and are left to remember the precious lives of their loved ones. Help us to honor and support them. Let us ever be mindful of each sacrifice made on behalf of the American people by our sons, daughters, husbands, wives, mothers, fathers, and friends. Amen.
Amen. There's a couple of seats here. And there's one over by that window. Please. All right. Do we have any new members or potential new members in the audience? If we do, please rise. Tell us your name. Yeah, we wait for you to sit down. And where you were qualified and when you were qualified.
Hi, everybody. My name's Mark Parsons. I was a radio man. I qualified on the Simon Boulevard, SSPN 641, back in 1978.
Wow, welcome. Glad you're here.
Radio. I was an happy too. Since then.
All right, we're moving on. Over here. Please.
I'm Robin Weimer, as an officer, and qualified on USS Narwhal in 1980.
All right.
Wow, welcome. Yes.
My name is Rick Sullivan. I was a radioman. Oh, no. I qualified on the USS Omaha. That's it.
What year?
In 1980.
Wow, welcome. All the way back.
Yeah, co-workers, I'm not new for subject. I'm first member now for the base here, because we remember a lot. I qualified on SSPN 608 Easy in 1971.
Drake.
Yep, retired from the Navy in 1988. So, hey, here we are.
Welcome.
Welcome. We're glad you're here. And yes, from out of state. No. Oh, yes. Okay, please.
Returning member, Jake Delaney, qualified on Skipjack in 1981, and that retired in 26.
Welcome. What was your rate?
Hey, gang.
All right. So this makes me happy. You're connected with our members at large. We're connecting with those in the area that we have been trying to find and see, what was the disconnection. But we are glad that you are here in this very warm room. Welcome, Jim. Base member, but our Western District Corps commander. So always good to see you. Let's see. We will start with our report secretary.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
morning. I missed the last meeting. I was down in Arizona visiting with family and stuff. Well, I guarantee you I learned something. I ain't living in Arizona. You can give that shit up. And that's what I told my daughter-in-law. I said, I love you, but the answer is no. But anyhow, the past commander told me that at the last meeting, which of course was the breakfast, had the normal check-in, tolling the boats and so on and so forth, and then you ate. So there you go. Unless somebody else has got something to add, that's all I got.
Perfect. Treasurer, membership.
I'm going to start with treasury report this time. We ended the month of February with $53,544 and 42 cents. And 40 cents. Most important part, obviously. Membership, we're at the end of February, 252. That was up 2 from the previous month. Next month's going to look really good, thanks to all the people in here, definitely. Because I like to tell stories. I'm not as good as Bob, who is older than dirt. I don't know how. I'll get there someday. So, for those of you who know my wife, Michelle, she is a social butterfly. So she's like, hey, you got to meet my best friend, and of course, got to meet the husband too. So I say, sure, let's go ahead. She said, good, because I've already arranged it. So we go out, we have dinner, and sure enough, I shake his hand. I said, I think I know you. And sure enough, he just paid his dues for Bremerton Base, so he should be here next month. So I do the usual. Anything we can help you with? You know when our meetings are. He said, hey, I need a vest. I said, we can hook you up with that. We got John Gardner. He said, what? John Gardner? He's the one I met at church wearing a vest. And I said, I want to be like that guy right there. The other part of that is we did have a Crafting for Subvets event. I raised $833.47. For those who have not been to that event, if you happen to see it going on, pop in and say hi. They'd love to see us and talk about some of the things we do here.
Well, what do they do at Crafting for Subvets?
Craft. Whatever. I've seen anything from card making to scrapbooking to quilting to sewing machines. So they got to be near the plug-ins, that kind of stuff. So,
who puts that on?
I don't know who puts that on.
Well, it's a lead in here.
Exactly. If you don't know, Michelle Inman runs that. If you don't know Michelle Inman, I'm going to make sure she's in the next couple meetings, hopefully. And you won't miss the pink hair. She's redoing her pink hair here shortly. So, I also want to take a moment to say that Rick Sullivan, who is going to be a new member here, part of our base here very shortly, was my first chief on my quail boat. I have not seen him in 38 years now. And he actually made it to a base. Now, I'd like to say that he moved all the way across country just to join the base. He probably didn't do that. He probably actually moved across country and then joined the base. However, it's good to see you again, Rick. Definitely. We'll get together for lunch. Thank you.
You too, pal. Be good.
All right, Chaplain, you're up.
All right, so our submarine brother, Gregory Fink, has passed to eternal patrol, so prayers for him and his family. We have 2 that are recovering from surgeries, Dawn Quinn and Barry Dudley. And we have some of our members who are contacting them personally. So,
Good spirits.
anything else you want to add to that?
Yes, so Don Quinn, if you want to go see him, he's located at the Cottonsmore Rehab in Gig Harbor, 2209 14th Avenue Northwest, and room 217. You can call me, email me if you want that physical address. If you want to go see him, if you're in the area, please go see him. But I got a picture of him on St. Patrick's Day in his getup, and he looked great. So he's on the road to recovery. Thank you, Chaplain. Let's see. Storekeeper.
Well, we were out at TTF last month, and we did a banner month, I will say. We raised, we made almost $1,000. So that was a great month. We started a little bit earlier than we usually do, but anyway. Okay, also, for you guys that are Holland Club people, I have patches for 55, 60, and 65 years. If you want them, come see me.
Are those rockers? Oh, they are rockers.
Rockers, they go right over your Holland Club patch.
Very nice.
Okay.
All right, perfect. Float manager's not here, but we are preparing for the Armed Forces Day. And we just got some new swag decor for our float, which is really exciting. And let's see, and we're working on stuff for our static display. So we're getting all of that screw stuff for our float, and I'm very excited for that. Also, Armed Forces, I'm working with Greater Kitsap Chamber, Mindy, for those of you who do know her. She's very lively, like myself. She's like my spirit animal on earth. But we are hoping to get all the VIPs on our float for the Armed Forces Day, which is really exciting. So we'll have 3 or 4 extra guests sitting on the float, and we will be at the front of the parade because those VIP guests need to be off and on their bleachers to see the rest of the parade. So I hope every one of you in this room and more out there can make it to the parade to sit on the float, walk with us, escorting our VIPs, and having a great time. And there's more later that I'll talk about after the parade. Mike Telka?
Didn't see him.
No, I didn't see him either. I did see him yesterday, though, for the trails. Let's see. So for the Charitable Ambassador Foundation, I do want to say a story about myself. So I always advocate saying if you need something, if there's something going on in your house or in your family, reach out to the Charitable Foundation. The Brotherhood Fund is there to help us. I actually bought a washer and dryer because I had it for 2 decades. Finally went out, got it set into the house, and the load was too much, which my daughter came up and said, "Mom, the dryer's not working." I'm like, operation, she was the problem. It really wasn't. My husband went down. The box, the fuse was shorting and burning in there. So my husband pulled it out, checked on it. We got an electrician to come that Saturday, and my house was built 1944. So it's a little older, and the electricians didn't even recognize when that panel was even created, made, or anything like that. So the load, the amps on there was 200, the wire, whatever off it was 100, so it wasn't even matching. I'm very thankful 8 years, my house did not burn down, but that was an extra expense besides the washer dryer that I didn't expect to be paying for. We got the quote and it was over $5 grand. So I thought about what I practiced, what I preached. I did reach out to the Charitable Foundation and the Brotherhood Fund, and they are assisting me with the whole entire bill, which was a blessing because I wasn't going to take my family to the Western Region Roundup because I was going to use those funds to pay for the panel, and they said, "No, please, that's what we're here for." And so if it doesn't have to be a disaster, a terrible incident that happens, with flooding or anything like that. If mitigation, if something before the fire or whatever happens, reach out to them. They're there. That's what they do. They're our Brotherhood Fund, so I'm very thankful for them. That's my plug for the Charitable Foundation. Deterrent Park.
All right, well, first, I got 49 days left of federal service, and then I'll be devoting even more of my time to the deterrent part. But we looked at it, and some of the bricks are in very poor condition, and they're not going to be able to be salvaged. I mean, I took close-up pictures far away, especially, we'll call it A through, Alpha through Foxtrot. Those bricks are in pretty bad shape. What we do have is that we know who paid for them, and I think the locator board is probably going to be the best that we're going to have. Is maybe a engraved locator board, and they're all by. If you've never been there, they're by alphabetical, and you can go across and figure out which brick you are. So, because there's a couple where Kellogg. There's 6 bricks that were paid by Kellogg, but if you look at the bricks, only one of them have the name Kellogg on them. So it's really tough to figure out what's on each brick. But once I retire, I'm going to believe it or not, I'm going to bring a scribe and pull and go around all the bricks, put sand in them, pull up all the weeds, put sand in them, And we'll start from there, and then I think we have, what, 1 brick to install? 2. We have 2 bricks to install, and we still need to set up a time with the people that are in control.
Right on. Thank you, gentlemen, for your hard work to come. Let's see. And Home Club, anything?
Nothing at this time.
Perfect. Thank you. Jim DeMott.
Yes. I am still taking sign-ups if you want to go to the ball game on Friday, June 26th is the night game, or Sunday, August 2nd is an afternoon game, or if you want to go to both of them, you can sign up for both of them.
The first one, you get fireworks.
Yes, absolutely, and a hot dog. If you kick me off, you get some fireworks too.
After last week, hot dogs are.
I was about to say, I'm going in a game, I'm not wrapping a dog.
Hopefully, you know we're after. Also, the Yakima base is planning a trip to the USS Blueback on June 28th for a tour. They're planning an event to be maybe get together on the 27th and the 28th, take the tour. So they're still in planning stages. If anybody's would be interested in something like that, let me stop and see me today, so we can give them an idea of how many people would be interested in showing up, so they can plan to find a restaurant, and, find a place that would hold us all, or if they can accommodate that many people on the tour.
Where is the Blue Black?
In Portland? And I think the last thing I had is if you wanted to go to the, was that? Oh, I'm sorry. If you wanted to go to the Western Region Roundup and miss the registration deadline, come see me if you still want to go. And that's all I've got.
And those tickets are $5. The base has offset the price of the tickets. We've paid part of all the tickets, so it's a good deal. $5
For the baseball game.
for the baseball games. Yep, not West Region. Yes.
Is it going to be grouped together?
For the ball game?
The seats, yeah.
Yes.
So the question was, are we all grouped together? And yes, all the seats that we have are grouped together, so we'll sit together.
If we reach the limit of, there's 24 tickets for each game. If we hit the limit, then we can see about getting some more. But that's what we got right now. So.
Perfect. Thank you, Jim. Web, social media. And past commander role.
I don't have anything as past commander. For the Sunday game, Jim, if you need extra tickets, let me know. One of my good friends is the play-by-play guy for Sacramento. So we're in. We got it in. As far as the website goes, hopefully you've noticed now that the shift is 99% complete. There's still some things I need to move over. The website is now PugetSoundings.org, just like the newsletter. If you go to the Gertrude check, it is still there. We still own that URL, but it just says, click here to go to the Puget Sound. So there was some funky stuff with WordPress, and that's the way we ended up having to do that. So that is done. With regards to social media, as we talked about, please, if you are not following the national Facebook group, please do so. It's there for us. We are still nationally in the process of trying to get rid of some stuff that is inappropriate, not there. Hopefully you got the email from the National Commander. There are 3 official USSVI pages. You can follow the rest if you want, but those are the 3 national pages. There are local base pages, for example, Bremerton base page, Coastal Carolina, Gold Coast, and so forth. Those are fine. But as far as national goes, if it's not on that list that the National Commander sent out, there's nothing there of any benefit for you. Okay? Any questions on social media or the website? All right. How many of you in here have grandchildren? Raise your hand. Great-grandchildren. How many of you enlisted before you were 17 or while you were 17? Anybody younger than 17? In June of 1944, USS Pentado, was patrolling, as was the norm that day. And over the course of the first week of June, they ran into a rather large convoy, along with other boats that were functioning as a wolfpack. Over several days of attack, the Pentado managed to hit a couple of ships. They were depth charged a couple of times, no big deal. On June the 5th, she found herself in front of another convoy. They did a textbook attack, submerge, close, kill, but the Japanese were not playing dumb that day. They were hunted down by a Chidori-class escort hunter, and they had to abort their attack at 400 feet down. Later that day, they watched another Japanese transport vanish in a mushroom cloud of fire. One of their compatriots in the Wolfpack had hit somebody, obviously, and that was good. But there were still 5 ships left in that convoy. Pentado slid below the waves, got in tight. First volley completely missed. I don't know who their fire controlmen were, but it wasn't me. They didn't panic. They adjusted. They fired again. Got 4 solid hits at under 3,000 yards. One transport rolled over, disappeared. There was no response from the Japanese. Next morning, they spotted another ship brimming with troops that had obviously rescued some. At 11 o'clock in the morning, they picked the biggest target remaining, which was the Japanese ship, the London Maru. 6 torpedoes roared out. Within seconds, the ocean exploded. The ship was lifted out of the water, much as we saw in the video the other day. Flames, metal, body, everything was gone in just a blink. But this time, the Japanese struck back. 50 depth charges at least screamed into the sea. One of them hit Pentado so hard that it sheared fittings in the torpedo room. Another escort passed so close that the screw noise was shaking the hull. When they surfaced again, the convoy was in tatters, but they had sunk at least 5 ships. Hundreds of thousands of tons of supplies were gone. And in the middle of that depth charge attack, there was a young man by the name of Timothy Boone, 16 years old, who had been on the boat for almost a year. Which means he joined the Navy when he was 15. Which means that he lied. In the middle of that attack, he was thrown off his feet, flung against the boiling hot exhaust pipes, and broke 3 ribs. Was severely burned. He survived the attack, and they sent him home. But in the attack, he also lost his best friend. One of his friends had died in that attack. But he had done his most for the unforgiving corner of the war. The crew of the Pentado came out of that attack battered, exhausted, hardened, and damaged. They had survived their first war patrol, bloodied in the fire of the Pacific Convoy War. They didn't get any headlines, they didn't ask for them. But if the war in the Pacific was won an inch at a time, they took a mile. Timothy Boone was sent home, as he should have been. And the Navy said, he announced he was going back, and the Navy said, not yet, you're not. The local newspaper in Muskegon, Michigan, ran an article about this 16-year-old boy coming home. It's a good little article. Read it. As I was doing my research, this is how I do my research. I find these articles and I start chasing people down. As it turns out, Mr. Boone is in our database as a on-patrol member of USSVI. And I began to chase down this whole story of what happened to him on Pentado, because as you'll guess, it's not in the article. They just talk about the fact that he got hurt in a depth charge attack. They don't really tell you what happened. So I went and found the logs, found the story of that day. Mr. Boone died in September of 2018. He was listed, his obituary lists him as a, quote, outstanding fisherman, a good husband, a great father, a fantastic grandfather, and a friend to many. A fitting obituary if there ever was one, for a 16-year-old boy on a submarine in World War II. I wrote that article in July of last year, put it in the website, Patrol Reports, and just kind of walked away from it. Last month, I got an email. Mr. Boone, Timothy Boone was my grandfather. I have searched his name countless times to find out more about him, yet somehow today, it's the first time I have read this article. I cannot express to you how much this means to me. Thank you so much for this. Our creed, my friends, keep in mind the memory of our shipmates who gave their lives in performance of their duties.
right, so we have a new copy mess back here, and I noticed some of the operator errors. Part of this is we have the big coffee urn, and we're just wasting coffee right and left. So we decided to go to this thing. So it has a carafe and the Keurig instead of a little pod cart. They operate independently. You can't do them both at the same time. So, fortunately, most of you kind of figured it out. Part of the reason we got this is so we can take it to people's homes when we do coffee with the cup. So it's here. Hope you like it. And if you don't,
My heart pumps peanut butter.
not yet.
Okay, got it.
Donations accepted, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so Puget Sound's website already mentioned. So it is. It's just https://PugetSoundings.org. Shush. Okay. Subscribe. You hit it and then subscribe. That way you'll get everything. So that's that. So on the website, there's a board that says Coffee with the Cobb. So the next one is at Fred Boardman's house.
Raise your hand.
He's sleeping.
If you don't have his phone, you don't know.
I usually drive Fred to the Coffee with the Cobb, so I don't have to drive this time. No, I can drive, not his house. Anyway, let's see. So I have his address if you're interested. What?
What date?
Oh, that's April 8th, a Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's always a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay. So to go along with that, some people were asking about doing a breakfast. Would anyone be interested in doing a breakfast with the Cobb at some point?
You buying?
I could.
If you buying, I'm in.
Oh, my God.
And you'll buy the next one? That's how it works.
Yeah.
So the first one, there's 4 of us, next one, there's 40. He's shelling out the money. Okay, so on the website, once again, so there's a little thing that says Cobb's Corner. So right now, I'm just putting the Puget Soundings, the newsletter part on there. So I know some of you have wave cable, and it gets shot back. So if you have not seen the e-newsletter for Military Appreciation Day or the commissioning of the SS Red Side in Oregon that we went to, go to the website and it's all there. Let's see, the other calendar items as I think about this. The next general membership meeting may be at Keyport, maybe, so we'll put that information out. And then the last thing is, if you don't have these little tokens to carry with you, or the business card, you should have these, so in case you meet some readers. And this has the QR code, which will actually go to the Gertrude check that shifts to the Puget Sound. Hey,
It's fun.
it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Yes.
What's a QR code?
No, you're fine.
Okay. So, actually, this is kind of funny because when we were in Oregon, so we're waiting for the reception, and there's this older gentleman, kind of like Bob, and we talked VSO stuff first, because he was Brownwater Navy, we were talking about getting him some help, and then I mentioned these. The guy said, "What's a QR code?" And so I'm over there explaining. Of course, my wife is sitting there taking a picture. Actually, I have that on Facebook.
It is.
Well, it was just kind of funny. There's even Facebook. So every day I put on somebody who lost during World War II. So, because we always talk about the boats. We read the boats, read the boats, read the boats. But you don't see the faces. So basically every day there's a face. It always gets me because I look at those, I'm going 19 years old, 20 years old, on his birthday, right before his birthday. So if you're not on Facebook, I got it. But we do put those on every day. And that's all I have. Unless anybody has a question for me besides the QR code.
Did you ever think of doing bumper stickers?
What? Bumper stickers?
Yeah.
For
the QR code.
Oh, so if you ever go to the parade, we have a big honking QR code on the side of the float. It's really pretty cool. You walk by and click it, and it goes up. That's that. Anything else? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Junior Vice President.
So, if you haven't signed in, please come see me to sign in on the muster sheet. And for those that have not come, you can meet with me and Dan, and we can get you signed up as a member.
And on that muster sheet is volunteer dates, opportunities for the parade and for Kava. And we'll talk a little bit more about Kava in a little bit. So if you didn't sign up or you want to volunteer, please, before you leave, do a check mark next to your name on those 2 different dates if you're available. And Vice Commander.
I should have started earlier to get up.
No, you're fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a problem. We're full, which is a good problem. This is awesome. So thank you all for coming out. It's good to see friends and old faces and new faces. Herb, I didn't even recognize you. Waylon Stropter, if you don't remember me from way back when, you were an FTB or an MC?
MMC.
MMC. Well, sorry. Close enough. You always came through the men's compartment. So. Yeah. So good to see you again, Herb. I haven't seen you in forever either. So, for Military Appreciation Day, again, another story. I saw somebody I haven't seen in 25 years, and he will become a member of the base this summer. He's waiting to retire. That's next year's. You know, I use that 4-letter word all the time, too. Anyway, it's good to have you all here. We had the opportunity a couple weekends ago down to Central Oregon. If you don't remember, Bremerton base provided $4,000 to the Central Oregon base.
You get your next donuts.
To help with their float. And it turned out to be a beautiful float. The base sponsor, Eileen, was the lady cracking the champagne on the float. It was a really nice event. It was fun. They named it the USS Red Side, and I'm like, Red Side. That's right. And I was curious, where the heck did Red Side come from? That doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you call a float Red Side? Well, as it turns out, there was a boat named Red Side, and it's for the fish down in Central Oregon. All right? But they renamed the boat the William H. Bates as the Sen 680. So the base was originally Red Side. So interesting history. Yep. So, in next meeting is the same time as the Western Roundup, so you'll probably have yours truly in charge. So, don't get donuts. I gotta drive down here and drive up there.
Who's asking about donuts?
No, that's all right. Nick's got it.
There you go. Yeah,
Wait,
I guess you're in charge.
Wait, you can say anything about the Tennessee base contribution?
At the last E-board, we had a discussion. There was a new base stood up, the Appalachian base, Bristol, Tennessee area. So in order to help them, I made a motion that we provide funding to help start them out. They have very little funding right now, and they have 40 members, which is amazing for starting out. It's a lot more than Central Oregon base with 25 members, but they're just getting started out. So I made a motion that we provide a contribution to the base to help start them out, and I suggested 734. And if you don't know, SSBN 734 is in Tennessee, out on wonderful Kings Bay. So we'll be sending the money to the Appalachian base once we establish good contact with the treasurer and stuff. The founding members, 3 of them were Sam Houston. So it's pretty amazing. So the vice commander was an MT with me back in the day. So something else, and we'll talk about it when we get to the good of the order. We're going to bring up another motion for funding. So we'll talk about that when we get to good of the order.
And to go back to the SS right side, the whole base is the sponsor.
Bremerton base.
Bremerton base is the sponsor of that float in Central Oregon. I was just there to christen it. It was an honor to do that. It was really fun. But our base is the sponsor of that. So we have a great connection now with Central Oregon. And those guys, all of them there, did a great job in putting that project together.
And they will probably come up to one of our parades.
At some point, we are hoping that they do come up, bring their float, but if not, I just hope that they come up
And walk.
and walk with us. I've sent all of our Western District for our calendar, so if they want to come up and they're in the area, they can definitely join us anytime. And for myself, so if anybody wants to go to the next Greater Kitsap Chamber meeting, it's the 25th. 11 to 1300 at the conference center. It's always a good time. We are definitely promoting the parade at this time, and then there's a lot of good business going on in the community and great connections, partnerships, collaborations. That's where I meet a lot of people, and I find ideas, things that we could possibly get on board with or help with as well. We already talked about the Central Oregon float christening, but that was an amazing turnout. I think I had planned 13 people, but I believe we had way more than that show up. And it was a beautiful day. In the shade, it was cold. In the sun, there were some bikinis out.
Teeny weeny bikinis.
So small, I didn't even know what was being said at the time. I was just like, somebody's tripping. But it was a beautiful day. In the shade, it was cold, but it was a great day to have the christening, to have the float out, to see all the brothers and sisters come out and support, even the community. Seeing the community come out and support, it was awesome. There's even Squadron, I can't remember what.
19.
Say again?
19, Commodore Squadron.
Yes, Commodore Squadron 19. He's retired, and that's his hometown. He went to high school and stuff there. But my first deployment, I was on the sail with him. Why was a cook on the sail? Well, I purchased the captain's seat at halfway night, and that was part of the deal. I got to eat in the captain's seat, and I ordered that my chief be serve all of us. So I got a lot of flack for that, but it was awesome being at the working table, being served the menu I can't remember. But on the way home into Guam, pulling in, that was part of the deal. I got to ride the sail into Guam. And so I took a selfie with him on the sail, and I took a selfie at the christening as well. So I got to get those side by side. It was so nice to see him again and meet his wife. So I told her I would get her that picture. Thank you to everybody who came out to the breakfast meeting. That was also an amazing turnout over at the VFW down the road off Dora. We filled that room.
We did.
And some, because we were also in the bar area to sit down. Having family, having friends. I mean, we are a very family-friendly organization. I love that. I love seeing the spouses. You are always welcome to join any of those spouses out there that are at home. Kids, we have the children around too. We love having our families. So.
And our puppies.
And our puppies, yes, Merlin. So, yes, and reconnecting with the members who hadn't been here in a very long time, having them come out, and then guests of our members. So, thank you for coming out. Again, like Hop said, I have requested our next general meeting to be at the Undersea Museum. I'm still waiting back from the coordinator to see if we have the spot to have our meeting there for our birthday month meeting. It would be nice. And then after, we can walk around the museum. But like I said, we have a chunk of us that will be at Western Region Roundup because it's the same exact time. So Vice Commander and Junior Vice will be in charge of all the shenanigans, and I'm excited to hear back after that. Yes, thank you, Nichelle, for the crafting for the sub-vets. That was an amazing turnout, an amazing time. I know they had fun with some karaoke entertainment. You had to be there. So if you want some of that fun stuff, please show up. There are 2 more dates, I believe, left on the calendar. We will put that out in an email, Facebook. We'll have it in our newsletter somewhere in our Preachers Alley, or in the month of when Cobb sends out that upcoming events newsletter. Let's see. Our new website, National, is in the testing mode. I know Dennis is working on it. I'll be working on it as a guest. The Kingston Forks, we're supposed to have it out to everyone by the end of the month, so we'll see how that goes. So not only is our base have a new website, our national website is finally getting complete, and we're working out the bugs and we're giving feedback for that. So look out for that. We need the same energy and turnout as the Military Appreciation Day. That also, we had a lot of members come, so thank you so much. I had several people from the service community and or different branches say, wow, we're outnumbered by the submariners. I said, that's wonderful. That's a good thing. So bring your friends next time. So thank you for all of you who showed up, hung out by the booth, talked to family members and other service members, and those who just sat and hung out, you know, and just walked around and enjoyed it. Those of us who helped at the hot dog stand, wrapping 500 hot dogs. It was so much better this time around because I didn't bring the grill out and it wasn't raining, but it was awesome. I actually pre-grilled all the hot dogs at home. My animals are not smelling like hot dogs anymore. But it was great. It was so much smoother and it was fun. So much fun. And there are great pictures that Cobb put out on the Puget Sound News. So if you're not getting the newsletter because you have that wave cable, go on the website, check it out. Those pictures are great. And if you are on Facebook or the face page, Greater Kitsap Chamber has a nice reel on there of the highlights. So let's see. So yes, like I said, the same energy for our CAVA meeting and volunteers for before that would be great. And I'll talk about the CAVA dates and times in old business. And so two meetings ago, someone asked me about Western Region Roundup, the airport ride, taxi, something. Are you in the room? I didn't write down your name. But Jim, there's no shuttles or taxis or anything. You have to get your own taxi from the airport to.
Right.
Okay, and how far? Do you know how far away it is from which airport? I don't know what you're flying into or who's flying out. So
yeah, I think it's Harry Reid in Las Vegas.
Harry Reid?
I think that's the name of it. Yeah, it's in Las Vegas, the airport in Las Vegas.
Harry Reid in Las Vegas, so whoever was that was out there.
It's a couple miles.
It's only a couple miles.
Yeah.
I'm driving, I don't know. I'm driving my family, so I won't have that issue. But whoever it was that needed that, it's only a couple of miles. Shouldn't be too much of an expense if you're getting from the airport to Samstown. So I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. Wasn't sure. If I don't write your name down and I walk through that threshold.
Oh, suppose the person you thought it was replied back said, I didn't ask for that.
Wasn't me. Yeah, I guessed trying to reach out to who it was, and it was not the right person. So I tried. All right, old business. Anybody out there? Okay, I have. One. You're old. Thank you, Joe. So for CAVA, the April 24th, we would need volunteers for setup. So this is that Friday before actual CAVA event at 12:30. The community center on Sheridan will be open, and what we'll be doing is setting up tables and bagging up groceries for the event on Saturday. So 12:30 at the community center. And then on the 25th, we'll need volunteers for the room to hand out the grocery bags. And and serving. So I'll be doing the cooking, and there's a couple of us that have food handler cards that will be doing all of the grilling and cooking of all the baked beans and stuff like that. We need help with servers. I am still reaching out to the base to see if any galley volunteers want to come, because they already have, they don't have to pay for their food handlers, they have it already. So we'll see how many volunteers I get from that. But
what is this?
This is the 24th, is the day before Friday, 12:30 at the Sheridan Community Center. And then the day of the event, the 25th, I don't have my flyer. April 25th, right. The time, though, I would just say the flyer is up on our page. Just come an hour before, so we just situate
the flyer
ourselves.
out in the
Yes, it's out in the little foyer.
foyer here. The event's 10 to 2. I think we'll be there at 8.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll open up.
You'll be there at 8.
Oh, you'll be there too.
Yes, I will. I will. I'll be there early.
And the next CABA meeting is Thursday night in this room at 1800. If you want to get more information.
Planning meeting.
Planning. Yes.
CABA planning meeting. Thursday night here, 1800.
And any other old business you have out there? Okay. New business?
Oh, wait, real quick. So, Joe, to answer your question about servers and food handler, servers don't need the food handler part of it, just the cookers. Okay, so.
I used to wash dishes and I had to have food in.
No, they do it. Everybody does. Everybody needs the food handlers for it.
I thought, disregard.
Even to touch the food, yes. I don't
Belay
want
my laugh.
That's
If
okay.
you're in the kitchen, you need to.
Okay, the address for,
Think about the food.
the address for the community center is 680 Lebo Boulevard.
680 People Boulevard. I'll put the flyer back up on there.
But Saturday is handing out food. It's not meals you're handing out. You're handing out food that was
So,
bagged the night before.
There's two different things. So we do have groceries to hand out in a room, and then separately we are serving food. So we don't have the food truck this year. I volunteered to do the burger burn, as you will. So we'll be serving hamburgers, hot dogs, salad, baked beans, chips, and drinks.
Or you could be somebody handing out the bags of food to.
Or you could be somebody that's handing out bags of food.
But you don't need to
You do
hand.
not need a food handler's card to hand out the groceries. No. What you would need if you want to volunteer with me at the food, actually handing out a hot meal, yes, you will. Is that clear? I'll put it out again on the email. just so there's no confusion. Because if you want to volunteer, I don't want you to deter because you don't have food handlers. I want you to come out. There are plenty of
There's other things to do.
Yeah, there's plenty of things to do. And you know, what's in it for me, for those of you who, you know, you want to know, we're giving back to our veteran community. For those who are homeless and or needy, indigent. So these members are getting assistance, resources. They still have to bring their DD-214. They get screened. They go through paperwork, and they get the help that they need with all the different resources that are out there. So if that's something that you need too, definitely, you'll just go through the screening process, and then you'll be in, and you'll get to go see all the big things that are there, or just check it out, come out and see what it's about. But getting that feeling of helping out our own veterans. It's veterans helping veterans that need that help and assistance. And then the ceremony is beautiful as well. So if you've never been there to see that, please come out. I'll be in charge of lighting candles.
Yes, you
Among
will.
other things.
We say CABA a lot, but that CABA stands for Kitsap Area Veterans Alliance. So, and there's 2 stand downs a year, one in spring and one in fall.
Yep. April and September.
Yeah.
April and September. So if you miss one, please come out to the other if you're traveling or whatnot.
Saturday of the month.
Last
Yes.
Saturday.
And our next e-board is April 14th at 1800, and that's via Zoom. So if you go onto our website, there's the link there. You just click on it, and you can join us.
It's open to all.
It is open to all to view. And if you have an idea, have a good presentation I'll come in and just ramble. I'm not gonna let you ramble for 30 minutes because we have business to take care of. But if you have an idea, you come with your idea, come with the solution, and you'll probably be in charge of that idea. Yes. All right. Good of the order. Go ahead, Vice Commander.
As you know, I talk about National Convention quite a bit, especially when I go. I come back and try to give you a report of what went on in National Convention that previous year. So National Conventions are fun, you know. A lot of good things go on there, a lot of good times go on, and I think phone's going off as usual. So,
It's on silent.
yeah, it is, but the light is distracting. But anyway, this next year's convention is going to be down in Corpus Christi, Texas. And it'll be from September the 6th to September the 11th. And it's rounding up to be a really good time. We have a couple of hot runners on the base. Mr. Heitman, you're signed up, and Phil, you're signed up already. I'm delinquent. I haven't signed up yet, so I will. It's going to be a really good time. We will be talking, speaking about e-board, we will be talking in the next e-board about sponsoring a ad in their program. So we'll be figuring out spending monies to help support the National Convention, as well as providing a donation to help them, because it costs a lot of money to have these events. So we'll try to help them out the best we can. So we'll talk about that at the next e-board meeting and get it going. So if you have any interest in that, join the Zoom meeting and talk about it. Okay, I think that's it. All right.
Perfect. Thank you.
I do encourage you to go.
Yes. If you were on the USS Michigan, I have 4 photos of the USS Michigan. Come see me, they're free.
That's the GM photo, looks like.
SSGN, yes.
Yes.
Couple of commissionings coming up. USS Massachusetts.
You want to stand up so we can put you on the face page?
Okay. USS Massachusetts will be commissioned in Newport News on March 28th, next week. Followed a month later by USS Idaho, SSN 799, which will be commissioned on April 23rd in Groton, Connecticut.
Awesome. Thank you. Maybe we'll connect with those pages because I know they live stream them. Probably share them on our page too. Obviously, if we're not in that area.
Born and raised in Lubbock.
Thank you.
And naval submarine.
Yes. All right. So, yes.
There was order. So this year, Alexandria is going to start her inactivation process. So sometime this summer, I think. Not sure dates. Also this year in September, Helena reunion. So if you are a former Helena crew member, their Facebook page, they just posted the sign-up sheet for it.
If you can email me that information and the website, I can send that out as well, so we can get any members signed up.
Okay.
Thank you. I talked about, yes, Jim?
I just have a question, and I know Mike's not here, so it's his area, my friend, but is there any plans or discussion about the irrigation parade and swim this year?
I haven't heard
And no
anything
is an acceptable answer also.
yet. No, I haven't heard anything yet, and we're not going to Bob's house. Well, you missed our e-board meeting. There was a whole discussion. If you want to see that discussion, please go on the e-board. We have that recorded, and we have that on the website. But
At this time, there's no
at this time, there's no information yet. So.
You can come to my house, but Laura says you have to bring a shovel or a rake with you.
Labor isn't cheap.
All right. So for the Armed Forces Day, after the parade, the Heroes Barbecue, we are also doing those hot dogs. I'm super excited. Hopefully, Mike can also, my friend can join us.
Yes, he can.
Wrapping them dogs with myself and CJ.
Baby.
So this time we are shooting for 1,000 hot dogs. We did 500 at the Armed Forces Day, but because the Heroes Barbecue is on Quincy Square, we're going to show off our new toy downtown. Quincy Square is beautiful if you haven't gone down there yet, but that's where our barbecue will be. Normally the barbecue is over at the credit union at the end, but that's usually a bottleneck. So the barbecue and all the events until 2 p.m. will be at Quincy Square.
That's 4th Avenue, in case anybody doesn't recognize it.
Thank you, Joe. So I'll send out the map for that. Once we get final edits to the map, I think every meeting that we have every Tuesday, it updates. We have things, all the stuff on the legend that's always changing. But I will get that out as we get closer, but we will need volunteers to help with that as well. If there's somebody that really is not, doesn't want to be on the floor, doesn't want to walk with us, if we can help our barbecue grill set up and the table and stuff like that, ready to go for once we're done, because we're going to be in the front, which is great. That'll give us extra time to get back around to the barbecue area and get ourselves going for the barbecue after the parade. So, again, be ready with your grins, your smiles, talking to the community, because everybody will be out there with their children and their families. So it's another great opportunity to reach out to our community and get associate members. At the MAD, Military Appreciation Day, I was inviting Army folks, one Air Force gentleman. I was like, you do not have to be a submariner. You can definitely join us, and we'd love to hear your stories and anything like that, because it's, we all have the same mission. So, let's see. Again, the tickets are $5 for the Rainier Games. So if you're interested in that, please see Jim. He has the tickets. And if we don't run out of the tickets and he still has them left over, he will extend those out to the Seattle base or anybody who wants to come that's in the area. Let's see. The last thing I do have on my good of the order is August 6th at 1300. The USS San Juan is decommissioning, and that's our own member, Commander Hoff. The CO has personally invited the entire base. So I put that out in an email. Huh?
What location?
That's at the Undersea Museum. Key Port, 1300, August 6th. So put that on your calendars if you want to see the invite that he gave to me. It's right there. So, anybody else in the order?
Just the historical thing for conventions, as you brought up the convention. Bremerton Base did sponsor a convention in 2007.
Yes.
Great. There's only a couple of us left. You? Were you there? Yeah. Me? Him? John? I think John was there. The convention in 2007? Yeah, there's 4 of us in the room right now. It was really great. And then the Treasury made $26,000 off of it.
Wow.
That was the cruise, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jim and I are
Some
working on that.
Some conventions, the base goes broke.
Right.
Oh, wow. That's not the goal. That is not the goal. So, he was, Brett was talking about the convention in 2007, and it was the cruise that we hosted. So, that sounds like fun.
We tried to do another one.
Jim DeMont and I we were talking about it, so it's in the future coming. We just have to work out some logistics. Anybody else? Yes. Out.
Up to people going to Vegas. My granddaughter was here last weekend for a soccer tournament. They found out that using a cab to get from the airport to a hotel was half the price of an Uber.
So, for those of you who are going out to Vegas, Al was letting us know that the cab was half the price of an Uber. So any of us that are going out to Samstown for the Western Region Roundup, the taxi might be
I don't know
cheaper.
where exactly it went. My son paid $40 for it, and my granddaughter paid $15.
There you go. Good information. Thank you. All right. There's not other good of the order. 50-50.
Okay, there's $70 for the winner. Cash. Okay, we'll grab one. Way at the bottom.
Way at the bottom.
Oh, give me the number. Give me the winning number.
Give me one. I just saw one. That's the wrong one.
How do you know? Did you lick the back on yours?
That's why they were sticking.
You never know.
I don't know what he licks it with, though. The last three numbers are 381.
Oh,
3.
Jason.
Are you sure?
Bring up your ticket.
Yes. Pretty honest with me.
And don't throw your tickets away.
All
We
right.
saved them for Nichelle, so please.
There's your lunch. There's your lunch money.
Congratulations. All right.
See, I told you it was the wrong one.
All right.
now Johnny supposed to be the winning
Please
number.
stand for the chaplain's benediction. Go hard.
Yeah, it is.
May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the light of his countenance shine upon you until we meet again. Amen.
Amen.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
A second.
All right. All in favor, we are adjourned.